What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. New deck to try out for the current season, Vernusylph Naturia. But most cases, because this is ranked duel, the extra deck is filled up with links and not counting synchros because Naturia is a synchro deck, but the extra deck is filled with links. As for the undeniable proof, there you go. So that way, in case if I get debarriered, call synchro by any means necessary, you still got your links to outright fix this. So let's get the show on the road. For the first game, with this hand, this is fine. Real normal Ariana. Getting Aureus. Set 1. Chandraglier. Discard setup. Set the big welcome. And pass. Top decks Earth Statue. Feather Duster. Compulse the Earth Statue. Ariana, Chandraglier, put it back, draw 1, set, Awakening Forest, discard Camellia, toss out Cricket, Reborn Camellia, toss out Sacred Tree, Tree for Blessing, Blessing for Cricket, Cricket, Tribute, for Sunny Flower and Vein, Synchro into Naturia Barkion, and because this is versus Labyrinth, a trap-heavy deck, the case about Naturia Barkion, for which, by the way, the card has been glowed up from his Amazoness times, and now he's back home, all glowed up. One Earth Tuner along with one or more non-tuner Earths to make them, as a level 6 Earth Dragon Synchro, 2500 attack, 1800 defense. Bark must be face up at all times in order for his effect to work. Not once per turn during anyone's turn. When a trap card triggers, it doesn't matter who triggers the trap. You can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, negate the activation as it never happened, and if you do, kill it. Cricket. Cricket was going to come back, and then Naturia Barkion pretty much blows out Lab out of the water. And this next matchup, with his hand, this should be solid enough. Real normal Earth Statue. And let's see if my opponent plays an Earth deck. Time Tearing. So, throughout the whole entire game of Time Tearing, no monster effects. It's Pot of Greed throughout the draw phase. And it is double summon. Yeah, so it's no monster effects from hand, Pot of Greed on draw phase, and double summon. You can banish this, discard 1 Time Tearing. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects when you normal summon this turn. Witch over Earth Statue. Set a monster, set a back row, and pass. Drew and pass. Pot of Greed. Now for some coming song throughout the whole entire duel. Once again, no monster effects from hand. Monsters you control can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. So it is a built-in Cyber Twin Dragon on monsters. And then, if your opponent's monster battles an opponent's monster, well, technically your monster battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. So it's a built-in Cyber Twin Dragon to all monsters from the player's Morganite, and it's double the damage, just like Ori Calc. You can banish this from grave, add one Morganite card from deck to hand, then place one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Succumbing Song, get the Time Tearing, place one from hand to bottom. Witch for 1100 and pass. Drew into Blessing. We technically can use it for a bamboo shoot if we really wanted to, but the thing is though, if we do it that way, opponent can still use spells and traps by any means necessary. So we're actually going to wait for bamboo shoot at a proper time. Witch for 1100, set a monster, and pass. Drew, still pass. Pot of Greed, flip up Needleworm. Upon flip, send the top 5. Actually, thank you. The mills are from Needleworm, Naturia Camellia, Imperm Chalice, Awakening Forest, and Naturia Blessing. Yeah, thank you very much on the mills. And then 2 monsters into Nightmare Phoenix, Witch, Phoenix, discard Time Tearing, killing all flower buds, Witch getting Magician of Faith in 2025. Let me just say this again, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think the people in the back heard me. Magician of Faith in 2025. Level 1 light spellcaster flip, 300 attack, 400 defense. Upon flip, target 1 spell in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. $1,900. Set 1 Cyber Jar. So it kills all monsters on the field. So Dark Hole. Reveal the top 5. All level 4 or lower monsters get special summon in face-up attack or face-down defense. And if any other cards that are excavated, the rest gets added to the hand. Book of Eclipse, or not Book of Eclipse, Book of Tayu. Target 1 face-down monster anywhere on the field. Change that target to face-up attack. Too many book cards, by the way. Magical Stone Excavation. Spirit of the Fall Wind. Level 4 Wind Fairy. 1800 attack, 900 defense. Upon normal summon, add 1 flip monster from deck to hand. So she is the Stratos of flips. Not once per turn, by the way. Book of Moon. Cup of Ace. Vernusylph Duck. Flower Girl. Chalice. Foolish. Royal Rare Cricket. The Vernusylph's face down. Cricket to attack mode. Book of Eclipse. And originally, I was going to chain Cricket, but that still results to turn all monsters from face up to face down defense. Cup of Ace. Tails. More free cards. Even more free cards to draw. Present card. Dominus Purge from the hand, and because Purge triggered from the hand, no effects of dark, water, or fire throughout the whole entire game. So to circumvent this, Basically, we have light, earth, and wind to cancel all that out, all from Purge, so it's all good from there. Also, Dominus Purge does say something about a card or effect that involves add a card or cards more than one from deck to hand. So in most cases, drawing does considered add cards. Cool. Sweet animation. Tribute the cricket for Bamboo Shoot, and because Bamboo Shoot was tribute summoned all from a Naturia, you cannot play spell/traps anymore. Full Bloom. Special Vera from deck. Blessing for Camellia to attack over the Spirit, and then 14, 24, 34, 80 on it. Lethal. And this next matchup, with his hand going first, this should be nice. Flourish Hills, discard Flower Buds for the field spell. Reborn, Full Bloom, Furnace the Duck. Gets Awakening Forest, Reborn the Duck, field spell, kick it back, Awakening Forest, toss out Cricket, Reborn the Forest. Full Bloom, banish Flower Buzz for Vera. Blessing for Cricket. Cricket. For Camellia. Camellia, toss out Tree. Tree for Bamboo Shoot. And now you can't play spells and traps. Magician Souls, toss out DM, special the card itself. Send Dark Magic attack. Set 1. Vera, Reborn Camellia, toss out Cricket, and pass. Double the attack, add 68. Flourish shows over her souls. Sphere Karibo gets negated due to Vera. And then Primite Dark Magician scooped. And this next matchup, with his hand, I believe this is lockout within 4 summons. Reborn Vera, Awakening Forest, toss out Cricket. Now, the summon off from the discarded Awakening Forest effect, we are not going to summon the second time around because Nibiru is a card. Blessing for Cricket, that's 2. Tribute the Cricket for Camellia, that's 3. Toss out Tree. Tree for Bamboo Shoot. And that's a way to get the 4th summon being Bamboo Shoot, so that way you are A, cannot nip me because we didn't reach 5 summons, and B, you cannot use spells and traps. Set 2 back row, set a monster. Vera, Reborn Camellia, toss out Cricket off from Camellia, and pass back to me. Awakening Forest, switch Vera to attack, double up, 48. Misses Radiant, 5,300. the classic Aqua Dolphin. Shoutouts to Go Keys, featuring this card to be specific because in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, Go Keys were to finding a way to supplement the Warrior engine to be specific. Cards such as the Aqua Dolphin as well as Neo Space Connector leads to Isolde and many other Warrior shenanigans. And on top of that, Aqua Dolphin is one of those cards where you get to check out to see if they have a hand trap like Ash, Bells, Drolls, and so forth. And it makes it so that you are able to proceed to do full combo from the get-go. And on top of that, what's even more crazy about Aqua Dolphin is that obviously it's an old card, not a hard once per turn and so forth, which is nice at all. But shout outs to Luke Parks from the 2018 EU champion, correct me if I'm wrong on that year, for winning the EU Nets with Go Keys involving this Aqua Dolphin card. 53, 25, and for some reason, this is not lethal. Frost Keeper for Aqua Dolphin. Max C is the real normal SP. To tell you the truth, opponent better be so glad that Aqua Dolphin did not trigger, because the side effect is otherwise take 500 damage. The context is if the opponent were to look at my hand and figure out if there are no monsters in my hand, being that one lone Feather Duster, he legit would have lost. Cricket, Reborn, and then Scoop Phase to Neos. And this next matchup with his hand, this is beyond beautiful. Normal Kageki, special the Genba. Now the Genba, on the other hand, unless people were to use the 6 Samurai Loners a lot, Genba did not come up. So let's see what's up with this guy. Level 2 Fire Warrior Tuner. 500 attack, 2100 defense. Okay, that is way too large for a level 2. Upon normal summon, you can target one of your banished 6 samurais, add it back to your hand. So it's essentially the 6 samurai version of Snake Eyes Oak, but banished and add to hand. And then of course, just like every other 6 samurai, has the substitution of destruction by any means necessary. And one set. Real normal Camellia. There's the Ash. Blessing. Shein Negate. Full Bloom. Banish Flower Buds. Grab the Vera. Mind Control Shein. And then 6 samurai scooped. And this next matchup with his hand, these spells and traps are absolutely fine. It's just the Vernusylphs made it a lot awkward. Vernusylph Bear, discard Rabbit. At least that fixes things up a little bit with Vernusylph Duck. Reborn Rabbit, and oh, there's the Droll. Also, shoutouts to Droll and Lockbird for one of the most unique hand traps that's being seen from Worlds. If you know, you know. And 2 set. Dotscaper. Lingeribo. Reborn Dotscaper. Splash Mage. Attempt. Fire to Imperm. And 2 set. Duster. Call by. To tell you the truth, I'm not going to opt to use Blizzard because that'll give my opponent call by back. Blank Imperm set. Camellia, toss out Tree. Tree was going to go for either A, Blessing, or B, another Naturia monster just to make Vernusylph Ducks discard a Fed to go off and then go crazy. And then looks like Cyber's Pow Scoop. Let's see what Cyber's Pow this is. Math Mech and not Malice because of, you know, Dotscaper and Lingeribo, Splash Mage. Okay, you got me fooling there for a second. Not gonna front. And last but not least, with his hand, it's absolutely perfect. Savage Coliseum in 2025. Let me just say this again, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think the people in the back heard me. Savage Coliseum in 2025. Shoutouts to Misty Lola, aka Misty Treadwell, because of this card. As a field spell, if a monster attacks at the end of the damage step, its controller gains 300 life. All monsters must attack if able to, and then during each end phase, destroy all face-up attack position monsters the turn player controls that did not declare an attack. Okay, that's kind of forced. Raffion the Time Lord makes sense, and 1 set. And because it's Time Lords, they are protected. Imperm Raffion, so that way I don't take damage. Vernusylph Duck, discard Changing Seasons, grab Awakening Forest, Reborn the Duck, Awakening Forests, Zone of the Spirit, so Trap Monster, toss out Cricket, Reborn the Forest, Blessing for Cricket, and we opted to get the Cricket instead of Bamboo Shoot because Bamboo Shoot is way too high of an attack. So to circumvent this, get the Cricket instead, so that way we get more monsters from the get-go. Cricket, tribute for Camellia and Sunnyflower, toss out Tree, Tree for Blessing. Naturia Barkion returns. Cricket comes back. The return of Traptrix Adipus. Nightmare Unicorn Arrows. 2+ monster including an insect or plant. And get this. Some Naturias are plants, some Naturias are insect, and some Naturias are just more than others. Either result still leads to easy access to Traptrix Adipus. Once again, Nightmare Unicorn Arrows, Earth Insect as a Link 3, 1800 attack, And if you aren't too familiar with Traptrix Adipus, just like how most Traptrix extra deck monsters are, the whatever summon mechanic card was summoned out of the extra deck can't be touched by traps. Basic. All Traptrix monsters, basically the card itself, gain 1,000 while you have a normal trap in your graveyard. And because I'm not playing the actual Traptrix, only this card gains 1,000 attack. So do we have a normal trap? We do. Changing Seasons and Imperm. So it'll be at 28. And on top of that, once per turn, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of insect and plant monsters you control, negate their effects until the end of this turn, then you can apply this. Banish one normal trap from your grave, and if you do, does not target, kill one of those targeted face-up cards. Okay, so technically it targets, and then once resolved, the additional effect to banish a normal trap, and then destroy one of those cards. Awesome. Blessing for Camellia, Adipus, negate the trap, put it back, Camellia over Raffion, gain some life, everyone else attack, and then the monsters are still alive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very small, quick showcase to function Vernusylph Naturia with some spicy extra deck tricks. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell so you can keep on constantly updating. And be sure to use my campaign code in the description below if you are a brand new or returning Master Duel player after one full month of missing gameplay. I thank you all for tuning in, and I shall see you all next time.